What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled Who Has Freedom in America? Now, people are tripping about the YouTube thing, and they've had their ad crises and this, that, and the third numerous times. But even within it and outside of it, the question is looming: who has freedom in America? You know, do you have freedom of speech? No, not necessarily. You know, and you know, there are protected groups. It's not a problem. The problem is you have protected groups that can pretty much say everything about everybody else, but everybody else can't say anything about the protected groups. Now, so that's not really freedom of speech. Now, I get hate speech. That's a whole nother story, right? But just conversation and dialogue, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be agreeable. Okay? So that's the thing. Because everybody is super sensitive to freedom, but only certain people have freedom. You know, and you can tell by the worst situations, not necessarily the best situations. And what do I mean by that? When it comes to my folks, we don't really have freedom of speech. Now, we can say anything to each other, but outside of that, no. People think, oh, well, you say comedy. I ain't talking comedy right now. I'm talking about actual freedom of speech. You know, I think we're the only group that has numerous people who got murdered from the past to the present who exhibited their freedom of speech. You know, some of them guys that were activists in Black Lives Matter, in males, in other places that march, even in the last 2-3 years, a lot of them mysteriously just wound up dead. So, when it comes to speaking out in America, not really freedom of speech. There are other groups who use our experience in America to piggyback our experience in America so they can have freedom. But they don't have the background that we have. So that becomes a problem because they have freedom of speech, but they're using our history to get it. So who actually has freedom of speech? In classes, poor people don't have freedom of speech. They don't. Middle class people don't have freedom of speech or have freedom in America. You know, rich people have freedom in America, not just because their money can buy them freedom, but also their class gives them carte blanche, not necessarily carte blanche, but a long leash that I'm gonna go by the book with this person because they have enough money to maybe get me fired or impeached, or they have enough connections, or I don't know what kind of connections they have because of the money that they have. So I'm gonna actually treat this person with fairness and respect. But if you're in the middle class or you're in a lower class, that's not gonna happen. So who has freedom? In America, the judicial system lets you know who has freedom in America. If if every racial if every racial group or ethnicity and both genders committed the same crime, whoever gets the lightest sentence has the most freedom. I don't care what crime you call. Pick them. That's who has the most freedom to do whatever action it is. This person can have them. This group can have the most freedom to kill. This group can have the most freedom to steal. This group can have the most freedom to assault. Because when it comes down to the punishment, whether it's in their group or outside of their group, they get the lightest sentences. That's who has the most freedom in America. And who has the most freedom to accuse somebody of doing something and get them put in jail off of an accusation. That group has the most freedom in America. You did it. They said you did it, you did it. Okay, we'll prove it. They said it, that's all that matters. The person who can, and the people that go along with that, they have the most freedom in America. The people who can cheat the system, I'm not talking about judicial system, but they can circumvent the processes of America and how it works for their advantage. They have the most freedom. Because if you could cheat the system and still get ahead and it holds other people back, obviously you're free to cheat the system. There are no checks and balances. If you are beyond checks and balances in America, you have the most freedom in America. Because everybody's not beyond checks and balances. If you can rely on something in a capitalistic country that isn't systematically tied to actual money, and it helps you get ahead in life, you have more freedom. Because you can get access to capital for whatever reason that has nothing to do with capital. So you have more freedom in America than a person who doesn't have the access to capital and doesn't have that whatever it may be to get them access to capital. That's so they don't have as much freedom as you do, or as whoever does. How can I say this? Whoever gets the most second chances has the most freedom in America. Because America has a zero tolerance policy with a lot of different people and situations, whether it's legally or illegally. We say this is a country of second chances, but truthfully, that's not what regular people. Talented people have more freedom in America because they have a talent that can be exploited. So they get more second chances than regular people. That goes with the territory. But if they were to do the same thing, if a regular person was to make the same mistake as a talented person, they would pay a hefty price. And mind you, even talented people can pay a hefty price, but people will rally around them to see them rise again. People don't rally around regular people to see them rise again. That's a freedom that regular people don't have. If you have the ability to destroy a person, but you're protected from being destroyed, then you have more freedom in America than other people. I could just ruin your life by an accusation or a decision, and whether it be right or wrong, whether it be right or wrong ethically, morally, legally, and I could do it. But if I had the same offense and somebody did it to me, I would be protected from not getting my life ruined. I have more freedom than another person. That's what that would suggest. I'm gonna leave it like that because we at the 10-minute mark. So catch y'all later. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.